Hi guys, come and have a look at this. This is a Breton crepe made with buckwheat, with some smoked salmon on top, a tarragon poached egg and a little bit of spicy sauce on the top. This is a superb breakfast. It's fairly low in glycemic index and glycemic load. It's fairly low in fat, so it's going to keep you going for absolutely hours and be good and healthy for you. And I'm going to show you how to make it. But before I even start, I want to tell you why I'm doing this. I'm entering a competition called Chef Factor, run by some great guys called Cully and Sully, and this competition gives me a chance to win a 12-week pro cookery course in one of the best cookery schools in Ireland. So I desperately want to win it. So have a look at this URL, take a couple of seconds and stick this URL into your browser and click on the Facebook like button on my entry, and then I can win it, yeah! Okay, let's have a look at this recipe then. So come and have a look at the ingredients to start off with. To make the crepe, we have whole grain spelt flour, but you can just use wholemeal flour if you want. We've got buckwheat, which is fantastic. I'll talk a bit more about that. We've got some fat-free milk. We've got a little bit of butter, not too much. We've got our smoked salmon there. We've got the tarragon ready to poach our eggs, which is kind of hovering over there somewhere. And in order to make the sauce, we have some Cork cheese, which is 0 fat. Okay, so we're going to start with the pancake, the crepe. So I'm going to start with spelt flour, which is slightly low in glycemic index than regular wholemeal flour. So 1 heaped tablespoon, as big as you can get it. And again, 1 heaped tablespoon of buckwheat. Don't worry if the proportions aren't exactly the same. And I'm just going to throw into it, there's the ingredient that was hiding away, a tiny bit of bicarb of soda, baking soda or bread soda, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so we're just going to mix up those dry ingredients together. No need to sieve or anything, we're going for nice and easy. This, by the way, is going to make enough for a very good heavy breakfast for 2 people. Okay, now I'm going to start by adding in roughly 200 mils of the milk. So just pour that in and keep moving it around. We'll get most of it in before we stop. Now 200 mils is really only a guideline. You know what? The amount of liquid that you're going to need is going to vary according to which flour you're using and who's producing it, even sometimes by the batch of flour. So actually that's looking quite liquidy already. I haven't even used the milk yet. Okay, so before I go any further with that, I'm going to add in the butter. So this is a small knob of butter, which you need to stick in your microwave or wherever and melt it. So that's the melted butter going in now. Get that out of the way. Okay, just give this a good whisk. Okay, unsurprisingly this is still kind of gloopy. So we're going to add in a bit more of the milk. Keep whisking. Okay. So it's a great batter, and one of the nicest things about this batter is that it doesn't use any eggs. So you know how kind of like if you use an egg, then you have to make a certain amount of batter, and then you're there in front of your stove frying for hours on end. So this recipe can make just enough for 2. And because we use buckwheat and spelt flour, and you're getting a much stronger flavour. It's actually, I know you can't smell it, it's a real shame. Come on Google, invent an internet that you can smell through, will you? But it smells actually nutty. You can smell the buckwheat. Okay, still, yeah, it's almost the right consistency. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more milk. Actually, that wasn't a tiny bit. I've probably overdone it now. Never mind. There we go. And I'll show you with a spoon the sort of the consistency that we've got. So have a look at that. There you go, you can see how it's sort of coming away from the spoon fairly easily. Okay, so that's what we're going for. To be honest, the only way to do this is to experiment and see what you can do with it. And, you know, just accept that the first question you make is probably going to be rubbish and that's going to be your alternate one. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to leave that batter. It doesn't really need to stand or be refrigerated or anything, but we're going to leave that there for a couple of minutes while we do our egg. Now I've got a funky way of poaching eggs for you, which is great. But before we start that, we're going to poach it in whatever herb you like, you know, parsley or anything you like, basically, herb fiend. I've got tarragon, because I'm getting very into sort of strong, astringent herbs at the moment. So we've got about that much tarragon. That's, what, I don't know, 4 inches? And that's probably if you're a woman it's 4 inches, if you're a man it's 6 inches. But so we'll take that much tarragon and we're going to chop it up. So you can see my knife skills. although I'm chopping fast, I'm about to chop my fingers off. You can see how badly I do need a pro chef's course. Okay, there we go. Now over here, here's my funky method for poaching an egg. Well, I can't really say it's my method. But what we have is a piece of cling film or food wrap. Just going to put that over a small dish and a bit of cooking spray. Or you can just rub a piece of a piece of kitchen paper on oil and just oil your cling film that way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break the egg right into the middle of it, and then we're going to make a parcel out of this. There we go, get rid of the eggshell. And we're going to scatter on the herbs. There we go, just try to scatter them around. I'm not going to try too much because they're actually all going to float to the top no matter what I do anyway. So there's that goes. Now, have a look at this, guys. What we're going to do is take the four corners, pull them together. See that? And we're just going to squeeze out almost all of the air, and I'm going to pinch it at the top. Okay, and then just twist. It looks awfully fussy. Probably thinking, what on earth can I be bothered? But it's actually quite a difficult thing to get wrong. So I've just made a parcel out of the poached eggs. There you go. Tie a little knot in the top. And there you go. Little parcel of poached eggs. I'm just going to try and spread that tarragon around a little bit. Probably not going to work, never mind. Yeah, there we go, just spread it around a little bit. And I have some water on a rollicking boil here. So I'm going to dip that in, just put it straight in. Don't worry, the cling film or the food wrap, it's not going to melt. It will be fine, I promise you. Okay, so we have 4 minutes and a half set on the timer. Bang, there we go, that's timing away. Our tongs ready to get it out. And of course I have forgotten to heat my frying pan. Okay, so let's bring that up. Eggs going nicely there. I love this method of poached eggs because you know what, like normally when you poach eggs, you're putting vinegar in it, so it's stinking out your entire kitchen and you can only do one at a time, and you're whisking it, trying to get this well in the middle, and you're breaking the eggs in, it's just messy. This method is superb. You can do 4 or 5 eggs at the same time. It's nice and clean. Clean up's a dream afterwards and so on. So it's great. Okay, our frying pan, I've got it on a fast heat at the moment, so it's rapidly coming up to temperature. 1 squirt of spray should be plenty. In fact, it has got butter in it. Actually, I'll put 2 on because I missed the middle. 1 squirt of spray should be plenty, as I was saying, because it has got butter in it. Okay, just give this a last little whisk to kind of pull everything up into the middle. And I'm just going to pour it. I'm going to pour out what's left of this milk and pour it into here. Just to make it nice and easy to handle. Oops-a-daisy. Okay, so check that. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to reduce the heat down to a medium. There we go, it's about a medium on a decent sized ring, and pour in a bit of mixture and just swirl it around in the traditional pancake manner. Pan's actually a bit hot because you can see it frying a little too fast around the edges already. As I said, it's always hard to get the first one right. Okay, and that's going to take about a minute to cook. Buckwheat, by the way, I've never told you much about buckwheat, but it's great stuff. It's actually the seed from a flour. It's not a type of wheat at all, but they mill the seed from the flour and you get something that's very flour-like, but it's gluten-free. So if you wanted to, if you're following a gluten-free diet completely, you can make the whole pancake just out of buckwheat flour. And it's got this lovely kind of nutty sort of aroma. It gives a slightly denser texture. It's just great stuff to cook with, really. Okay, the most important thing when you're making a pancake is to have one of these things, a flexible spatula, because if you're trying to do this with a wooden spatula, you're just going to break your heart. The other thing you need if you're making pancakes, if you don't have a good frying pan, just, you know what, don't bother. All you're going to do is cause yourself heartache. Okay, that's doing fine. Still got a few more seconds left there. While we're waiting for that, what I'm going to do is start making up the sauce. And all the sauce is basically quark. So there's quark, local Irish producer here, I'm happy to give a tout to. Quark is naturally fat-free. It's fairly closely related to cottage cheese, but obviously it's smooth. So just going to put in a tablespoon of quark, and you can dress it up with whatever you like. You can put in some herbs, same herb, different herbs, just a bit of salt and pepper, whatever you want. I'm actually just going to put in a tiny squeeze of lemon juice. There you go. And some Tabasco, because I'm feeling slightly spicy. There we go. Good shake of Tabasco, as much as you want. Tabasco to taste. Mix it up. And that is your sauce ready. Call that a sauce, that can't be a sauce, it's so easy. Okay, eggs almost done, we have about 45 seconds left. Let's check our pancake. You can see it's starting to brown at the edges and it's peeling away nice and easy. In fact, it's very slightly overdone. Oops. There we go. Now, if you're hoping for me to flip this, sorry, you're out of luck. Slightly overdone, but it's not too bad. There we go. So that's only going to need a few more seconds. We've got 20 seconds left for our egg. What I'm going to do in the meantime is just get our smoked salmon ready to go into the frying pan. So, one slice of smoked salmon is absolutely loads, probably more than you need for this size crepe. So I'll just tear it up. There you go. It's quite thick, this particular type of smoked salmon. There is the beeper for my eggs. So get rid of that. That's my eggs ready. A pair of tongs to fish it out. Just put it in there to catch the drips. Okay, my water can go off now. My crepe is ready, so I'm going to bring over the plate. There you go. Can you see the way I'm cunningly concealing the chip in the plate? Because I don't actually have two black plates without chips in them. Yeah, I'll tell you, production qualities on this film are as high as they get. There we go. So, just going to take that over, and before it gets too cooked, I'm going to fold it into quarters. There we go. Now, smoked salmon, just going to go into there. There's more than enough heat left in that frying pan to cook the smoked salmon, so I've turned the heat off. That's going to be ready in very few seconds indeed. The garnish, again, I could try to cunningly disguise the chip again. I'm not sure it's going to work, never mind. Got our sauce going on the side. Our smoked salmon, there, do you see that? It's just started to turn, so it's going to go on opaque, slight bit of pink left into it. Put that to one side, you can chop it up, or if you're like me, you can just break it up with your fingers. It's not sort of that hot or anything yet. There you go, so nicely broken up. Spread that around the place. Now, let's have a look at our egg. Pair of scissors to cut it open. There we go. Perfect. Lovely. Beautifully done. Scoop that up. You can see I'm big on using my hands for this. There you go. Have a look, guys. You have a superb hotel quality breakfast there. It's fairly low in fat, it's fairly low GI, keep you going for ages, and let's just cut it open, because the best thing about poaching eggs is, of course, the egg yolk stays so beautiful. So let's just slice it open, and you can see that lovely egg yolk there. Lovely. Okay, don't forget, guys, if you like the video, come vote for me. Here's the URL right here. Especially vote for me if it's before November 17th, 2011. If not, hey, you know what? You get the video for free. Hope you enjoyed it. Yum. Bye.